When I was a kid, my brother and I used to spend part of our summers at my grandparents' in a small town in the middle of the countryside. We would often stay out late playing with our friends until it was dark. One night, another kid who was a little older than me told the rest of us that each and every star in the sky can be as big as the sun, and that the sun is far bigger than the earth. Growing up, I remember spending hours thinking back to those words and asking myself, how can there be so many stars? And how are stars even born? Now, I want to be honest with you, after I became a teenager, I didn't actually spend that much time mulling over these romantic questions because I was way too busy playing video games. But nonetheless, the curiosity for how stars are born never left me. I'm probably quoting somebody when I say this, but for a star to be born, another must die. And what do I mean by the death of a star? What I'm referring to is an extremely energetic explosion, which releases more energy than 1 trillion nuclear warheads. And we call this explosion a supernova. My research consists on running computer simulations in which I model the supernova. Then, I tweak some of the inputs of the simulation and see how they affect the explosion. I will give you an example. In some of my simulations, I will see a very fast explosion where a lot of energy is released in a short amount of time. Some other simulations will give me slower and quieter explosions. But how does the explosion actually work? Well, first, a shock wave is generated, much like the ones you see in movies after a big explosion happens. Second, the shock wave will rip the star apart and start spreading across the galaxy, like you see in the picture behind me. Third, some of the most important elements that enable life on Earth are forged during the explosion: carbon, oxygen, iron, and many others. But now you might ask me, wait, so how is this connected to how stars are born? Well, as the shock wave travels through space, it encounters giant clouds made of gas. When it hits them, it can generate small vortices that grow and grow like a tornado does, and eventually all the gas will fall into the vortex, become denser and denser, and then form a star. So if we want to know how stars are born, we first have to know how they explode. We know that they do, but we don't know the exact mechanism behind the explosion. By combining my results with what the astronomers see on their telescopes, we will learn what triggers the explosion. Then, we'll be able to accurately predict how the shock wave travels through space and how it forms new stars, so that the little kid inside me will finally have his questions answered. Thank you.